What's up, guys? YouTube Dinosaur here. iTruth, whatever the fuck you want to call me, Nick, whoever, however, whoever. Would have thought that another motherfucker would have came up from a land of made them burning them stacks, right? MGK. Anyway, this perceived, quote unquote, social injustice. The whole reason these NFL protests were started by Colin Kaepernick, Kaepernick, whoever. Supposedly he was protesting police brutality in America against African Americans. Well, guess what? The truth on that whole matter is it's very simple. Why more people haven't just put it out there straight up in plain facts? It baffles me. It's beyond me. I can't figure it out. Other than people are afraid to lose their jobs. People are just pretending not to know the truth. But it's really not this big problem that Colin Kaepernick and his fellow I can't even say fellow NFL colleagues because he's not in the NFL anymore and he never will be. Thank you. Hope it was worth it, Cap. But yeah, this perceived social injustice, this perceived problem of police brutality against black people. Guess what? It's not a problem. 100% it's not a problem. Despite all the stories you've seen in the news in the last couple of years, it's not a problem. Because, the last 4 or 5 years, how many shootings has there been? Where people have said supposedly that they were unjustified and or police got off the hook when they probably should have been convicted of some kind of crime. I don't know how many, 10? Just off the top of my butthole, 10 people, 10 cases? I mean, maybe it's 30, maybe it's 50. For however many years we've gone through, in the grand scheme of things, that's not that big a deal. Guess what? White people, Asian people, Mexican people get shot by the police every day. Guess what? You never hear about it. The only time race is specified by the media in a police shooting is when it's a black person involved. Then it's black person shot as the highlight. If it's a white person, it just says suspect shot or person shot. If it's a Mexican or an Asian person, it's just person shot. Suspects engaged suspect and suspect shot. The only time the race is ever specified is when it's a black person. That alone should tell you all you need to know about this perceived social problem, this perceived social injustice. But obviously that should tell you all you need to know. But since it obviously doesn't, because everyone still seems to think there's some social injustice, here's the hard, straight truth. Okay, people? The truth is, African Americans, statistically, now here, before I even get into statistics, anybody on the left, anybody part of Black Lives Matters or any other bullshit group like that will tell you, statistics, they made those up. They're not real. Okay, not everyone's out to get you. The whole world isn't out to get you and to hold you down. Stats are stats. It's math. They exist. They're real. They're more real than you. They're more real than peanut butter and jelly, okay? It's not that hard. And the fact is African Americans are committing more crime than anybody else in the country. Across the board. Every state, every jurisdiction, every category possible. Black people are committing more crimes. It's math. So guess what that means? That also means, in turn, because of that, black people are having more contacts with police officers. And it's, like I said, a numbers game. The more the merrier. The more times you fuck with the cops, the more likely you are to get shot. It's really that simple. It's just that simple. Stop committing crimes. Stop having reasons to be contacted with the police. And the likelihood of you getting shot will go down. It's just that simple. There's a reason Asian people aren't in the news every day getting shot by the police. Number one, because they're not committing 85% of the crime in the country. But number two, even if they were, and even if an Asian person got shot every day, it would just be person gets shot by police. They wouldn't specify Asian because they only specify it and they want to highlight it when it's a black person to further this bullshit social injustice. Okay? It doesn't exist. It's just simple numbers, people. It doesn't take a genius. Again, all it takes is common sense, logic. It's numbers. If white people were committing 85% of the crime in the country, it would be white people getting shot at record numbers, okay? So for all you Black Lives Matters people and all you people who supposedly care about black lives and social injustices, you're fighting the wrong fight. You're making up some bullshit that just not exist. Why don't you go to Chicago, where more people are dying at the hands of other black people every year than in Afghanistan, than in a war zone. More black people are being killed every year in Chicago, not by cops, by other black people. But no one gives a shit about that. None of you Black Lives Matters people are down there protesting. No, you're at your local precinct, blaming the cops for all your problems. Oh, black people commit 85% of the crime. That's because you put us in the situation where we have to commit crime. Nah, sorry, world don't work like that. You don't get to blame the problems for all your problems on everybody else. Well, you have every right to do that, and you can do that, but you ain't going to go anywhere, and you're going to continue to be your own problem. That's simple, folks. It's just that simple. It really is. Why people can't or refuse to look at the truth, it's not really beyond me. I get it 100%. It's because you don't want to take responsibility. You don't want to go to Chicago and be like, how can I fix this? Because the problem is, yeah, it's a tough problem to fix. You're not going to be able to fix it by yourself. But all the smoke screens you be putting up by saying, oh, the police hate us. Guess what, dudes? The police don't wake up every day and say, how many black people can I kill today? Guess what? If that was a person that thought like that, wanted to do that, that person doesn't need to become a police officer, okay? They can just wake up and start killing black people. They're not going to waste 2 years, 4 years of education going through the process to become a cop to start killing black people, okay? If they were a true racist and they were a smart racist, okay, guess what? They're not going to kill black people on duty. That's going to end their life and put them in prison really fucking fast. Social injustice, aka excuse. It's an excuse to not move forward. It's an excuse, just like these black athletes who get on TV and say, when I was young I had two choices. It was either drug dealing or playing ball. Wow. What a great message to send to the youth, the black youth of America. You're basically telling them, you got two choices. You either ball it up, be a professional athlete, or in some certain, circumstances, a rapper, or you're a criminal. Wow. Good job. And how many of these top athletes have you heard say this bullshit? You've heard LeBron James. You've heard the top athletes in every sport at some point in some interview say some stupid bullshit along the lines of, where I grew up, it was either, you play some sports and you become a baller, or you a drug dealer, and I choose sports. Wow. What a message to send to the youth, because guess what? 98% of you are not going to become professional athletes. You're just telling 98% of people right there, you're only shot to becoming a drug dealer. Wow. That's a good message to spread. You really care about black lives, don't you? Oh, of course you don't. Or guess what? Here's another fact, a little treat, a little tidbit for all you people out there. Anybody who has a kid these days in the next 5 years, guess what? The first place they're going to hear the N-word, I promise you, is on a rap song being sung by a black person. Guess what, black people? You don't want people to say that word anymore? Here's a thought. Don't say it, because I can guarantee you the vast majority of people who hear that word for the first time as a young adult, as a 7-year-old, as a 5-year-old, as a 3-year-old, as a 10-year-old, as a 12-year-old, hear it from a black person's voice on a rap song. And that's just the simple fucking truth. You could try to say it's not the truth, but it's the goddamn truth. You don't want that word around anymore? Stop being the people who fucking say that word as the 90%. 90% of the times that word is ever spoken in public, anywhere, on tape, it's by a black person. in a rap song, and it's just that simple. And they justify it by semantics. No, it's not ER. It ends in A. It's nigga. You know, it doesn't end in ER. Oh, that's hilarious, guys. No, it's the same fucking word, you idiots. Night.